Good morning, welcome back to casa.texpina. We're on build day number 246 today. Electricians are in. Looks like we're going to do a service drop today. Painters are in, and we're doing some sanding and painting continuing, as well as the carpenters are here as well. So we're going to be sanding and painting and continuing the construction on or fabrication on cabinets, both under sink in the bathrooms inside the house and in the utility room, continuing with the doors on that. So let's walk around, see where everybody's at, and let's get started. Alrighty, let's get started on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Let's go ahead and look inside the house where everybody is working. We've got 3 or 4 guys inside the house right now. Starting off here in the kitchen area, Mr. Wilson is starting to get ready to paint today. So we're doing the last bit of Miscellaneous that we need prior to sanding and painting. So he's already masked off the quartz countertop, and we're getting ready to do the last bit so we can start painting possibly this afternoon. And let's go ahead and look back here in the lavatories for bedroom 2 and 3. Mr. Allen is continuing with the under sink cabinet fabrication, so we're doing shelves on both of these and open space in the middle, same as he did on lavatory 3, as well as this area here in the half bath. Speaking of half bath, let's go ahead and go upstairs and take a look at the other half bath. I don't think much has changed on it since yesterday, but the next step for this section will be to have a under cabinet sink here, and then for the plumbers to put in the drain. So this has got it's not really a pop-up drain, but it's one that's stays in and it just flips side to side. Now, as I was mentioning on yesterday's video, the overflow does actually belong on the back of the wall facing the user, because you see, if it was on this side, if we had turned this sink around, the drain would be way up here in the front, and my understanding, that's not the way that goes. This particular sink was fabricated to where this was designed and made to where the name brand is in the back. The overflow drain is in the back, and the drain is also in the back. So all 3 are in line. Well, we'll adjust and use. This is the only one like this in the house. Okay, also while we're up here in the attic area, Mr. Kerwin is installing the last of our lights for up here in the attic area. So now all the carpenters can see where they need to start being able to lay floorboards. So we get some flooring in here and be able to use the attic space. Okay, coming out into the garage area, the other work area, our 2 electricians, Mr. Cho and Mr. Chucks, are starting to install the parts and pieces required for the service drop. So we've got our weather head, thank you Wesley, weather head, and the box and parts for our service meter. So they'll end up just putting it in location, getting it prepped and ready, and the power company, the electric utilities, will come out and make the final connection from moving the temporary meter from up there on the pole, remove this junction box, and relocate everything to here. But that will not be done today. That'll be at a later point, obviously. These guys are just doing the initial install. So that's where those guys are at. We've still got two guys across the street doing sanding and painting in the shade for all the cabinet doors throughout the house. And Mr. Alex is continuing to work on the doors. Looks like we've got all our doors in place now for the utility room cabinets. So the next step on these is to put the hinges on it and then take them all back off and start sanding and prepping for paint. All right, next big thing, now that we got light up here, is putting all the floorboards in locations in place. So getting all these put in. So the foreman, Mr. Alex and Mr. Henry, are all starting to work on these. First things in are the easy ones that are all fit square, good locations. So the way these are going, they're centered 16-inch on center floor joists. The floorboards match directly over the top. It's a typical 4x8 sheet, half-inch thick, which with the 16-inch on center floor joist is okay according to most of the specs that I've seen from the US. So if we were to go to 24-inch on center, which is normal in the US, then we would go to the 3/4 inch that you usually see. So that's what they're starting to put up in here. They're going to work around again, obviously, with the large sheets that they don't have to cut yet, and then they'll get down to the cutting a little bit later on. So we're going to do initial placement. They said they'll secure the four corners temporarily, and then as they get closer, once everything's in place, they'll go back in and start installing the additional set screws to go ahead and hold them down in place. We're looking at at least 6 to 8 screws per board to hold it all in place. Okay, so our electricians are working on putting in the main service connection. Now, from what I understand, these guys get it all put in, get everything wired, and leave it for the power utility company to come out and transfer the meter from the temporary box down to the permanent box. So we've got the large cable going in here. See the hole. The meter from up here will connect straight in right here on these 4 brackets. Just click right in. They'll also have a ground wire. You see the little thin one, and that's going to end up connecting to the ground rod that's going to go right here underneath it. They said they're going to put in about 1.5 meters, so about half of this rod actually, and that's going to get put in and connected there. They will use a conduit to get the ground cable from there, from the meter down to the rod itself. Now that's only the first ground. There is going to be a second ground where they connect a ground cable to the rebar inside the house. So we'll have another one there that's also going to ground the rest of the electric. From what I understand, that's what they're telling me. And our other electrician is out here in the utility room and installing electrical outlets. This one here is particularly just for using anything up here on the counter. We have a specialty plug that's going to go here for the washing machine, and another specialty plug that's going to go over here for the dryer. So we'll see those when he gets ready to put those. In the kitchen area, we got the first coat of primer sprayed on the kitchen island here. So Mr. Wilson's working his way around, sanding down the excess, smoothing the surface again. to get prepped for the next phase after this one dries. So, getting that work done. Okay, we're in the Jack and Jill bath. This is lavatory for bedroom number 2. And we have the shelves in. So the next thing that's going to be worked on should be the doors. I'm assuming this is probably just going to be 3 doors. We'll have one that opens this way, one in the middle, and one on the edge. So, looking good so far. I'll take a walk around inside the attic space. We do have the lights are all in. So we had one over here above the garage area, one here as soon as you come out from the media room. Lots of dust over on this side, which means they're already cutting to get it into place because walls are never straight. So they're cutting it to get it to size and placing all the floorboards in. All right, we got one of the lights put in. This is the ceiling fan and light for the maid's room out in the garage. Has the ceiling fan with the light underneath. That will provide all the light for this bedroom. And the light and fan are operated on separate switches, obviously from pull strings. So yeah, that should go well. So another one getting put in the an extra ceiling, just a main ceiling light here inside of the dirty kitchen area. So we've got the 2 or the 3 LEDs and a separate one just here in the center. All right, up here in the attic at the end of the day, we have made quite the headway with the floor panels. Not all in, but most of the big pieces are in. So we still got, you know, small pieces that require a lot of cutting, but most of the big pieces are coming into place. Working our way around. These are just placed right now. They haven't been, none of them have been screwed down. So it is just initial placement at this point. All right, out here in the main kitchen, we also got the prime coat. Well, first color of, what do you want to call it? Base paint, base coat. So we went from the gray primer to the white base. Tomorrow we should see the antique white come into play. So that should be in there tomorrow. And then go over the gray base again, brushed with brush style. And then they'll be able to start working on putting the drawers in. All right. Also, around the house and multiple different places, the electricians were working on many different things today, little small projects. New light installed here in the dirty kitchen, a couple of outlets here and there, switches. They're working on getting the main panels ready to go so that we can come and have the guy come back and do the installation for the generator and automatic transfer switch, which is going to go right up here, I would assume. So they're starting to work on the service drop and the weatherhead. They've already got the ground rod put into place, not connected yet, but put into place. We also had the maid's room ceiling fan got put in, and another outlet in here. All the doors in the utility room are completed. Okay, very busy day, a lot of small projects moving forward. All right, it's almost yabba dabba do time. They're getting ready to ring the bell. Everybody's already cleaned up their prospective work areas or respective work areas and are across the street getting ready to go home. So if y'all enjoyed today's video, please give us a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these videos, hit the casa.texpina star right over here and you'll be subscribed. Hit the bell icon just below the view screen. You'll be notified of our next video upload for your viewing pleasure. So until we see you again tomorrow, have a great afternoon and God bless.